Alright everyone, we're just here going into game 2, just off of a nice clean win against Crixus Death Shadow. We're on the play once again versus the Heisenberg, so yep, go ahead. This hand's a little light on interaction. It's got lots of lands, we've got a wall, so alright, yeah, so we have a blocker against early aggressive decks, and we have a foil to some of their more aggressive starts. So we'll go ahead and keep this. Lead on a Colonnade, and pass back. Okay, Windswept Heath. Alright, so it looks like this could be any number of value-y based decks. Since our opponent doesn't seem to be committing to the board quite yet, we'll just keep up the Spell Snare. No sense in in tapping out for the Colonnade, I don't think. Oh, okay. So this might be Valakut. Looks likely. Cavern of Souls. Alright, so we'll hang on to that Cavern. I think we're going to get the plains here. Our wall down. So if this is Valakut, this hand does not match up well at all against what our opponent is doing here. Unfortunately. Green, huh? I guess this could potentially also be the Kragenwick deck. So that's important to keep in mind. If it is the Kragenwick deck, I think we're relatively safe from their combo right now, because they have so many cards in hand. Stone Rain, okay, or Ponza. Bad mana for no particular reason. Alright, so I think now the plan is we want to get another basic out of our deck as soon as possible. Yep, alright, definitely Ponza. So for any of you who don't know, Ponza is a deck that plays things like Birds and Arbor Elf and Utopia Sprawl to ramp them. They like to ramp and do like a turn 2 Blood Moon, ideally. Or they can, like an early Blood Moon, early Stone Rain, whatever, and knock you off mana, and then they'll play a Blood Moon too to kind of try and lock you out of the game. Alright, a Cryptic Command. That's a sight for sore eyes. So now, one interesting thing we can do with this Cryptic is counter their play and return this island to their, this forest to their hand, which we might do. So they have access to 6 mana. So they can play their finishers like Stormbreath Dragon and the big Inferno Titan, things like that. Acid Moss. Okay, yeah, I think we're gonna have to take care of that. And they did play a forest for the turn, so we shouldn't be able to get Blood Mooned here. But yeah, I think we have to counter an Acid Moss. We're gonna counter the Acid Moss, and I think we will return that forest to their hand, just set them back on mana a little bit. Now, it is worth noting that our Field of Ruins can get really awkward in this match really quickly. Okay, so there's a path. So that path could be nice on our wall. Which I think... So we don't have enough mana to snap Cryptic, so we're just going to play this tapped for the turn. And play out a Wall of Omens, and then we have Path and Spell Snare up. So we can get to draw another card here. And in post-board games we will... Okay, do another wall. In post-board games we will definitely be keeping in our sweepers because it's our only way to deal with Stormbreath Dragon. and they do win through combat damage, so they're relevant. Speaking of, okay, Thragtusk. Okay, so now we can play this Cavern of Souls. They don't really have any counter magic to speak of, so we're just gonna put it on Wizard, I guess. And so now we have Snap Cryptic at our disposal. We use these walls to sop up some damage, and we just need to find a threat or a finisher here. I want to save this path for as long as possible, because it might, again, our draw here was very non-basic heavy, so I want to have that path available to get us another basic if we need it here, which I think we will. So Stone Rain on our Colonnade. Not sure if that's Snap Crypticable or not. I just feel like our mana base is really vulnerable right now. Although it's interesting they would go for the Colonnade and not. So we're going to counter draw here. It's interesting to me they would go for the Colonnade and not our basics. So that makes me think that maybe they don't have Blood Moon in hand. But okay, Clique is a nice draw. Let's just start applying some pressure. Which maybe applying pressure is what we want to do right here. Not sure. Let's just play out another wall. I think we'll try and opt on the end step, of course. Okay, so there's a Detention Sphere, so we have mana. We're no longer afraid of the Blood Moon, I guess. So now we need to. Now we're on the not die plan. All right, so we'll get this Clique down on their end step, and hopefully start going to work there. Do need to deal with this Thragtusk sooner or later. I think we'll take another free block here with our wall. Can't remember if Ponza plays Lightning Bolt or not. Another Thragtusk. Okay. Well, we have no way. Okay, so this Detention Sphere could do these Thragtusks. However, in so doing, it leaves the battlefield to create a beast. So I'm not in love with that, but is there anything we want to get rid of out of our hand? I think maybe this Spell Snare is not going to do anything, but I'm also curious to see what our opponent has. I think the information is very valuable here. Oh boy. Wow, our opponent has a stacked hand. So I guess we'll take the Anger. We can Spell Snare the Abrade, and all right, yeah, we're gonna need to step on the gas. So again, this is a very different deck than. I think I will actually keep that on top. This is a very different deck than Blue-White Control. So we're definitely going to need to find a way to close the game, and these Thragtusks have made our life a bit more difficult to that end. So we'll play this. Let's take one more look at that. So we put the Anger on the bottom. So if we Detention Sphere the Thragtusks, we can line up our path against the Inferno Titan. Although it does kind of get to wipe our board, which is unfortunate. So let's start with a Wall of Omens. Opt. So they need a land in order to get the Titan into play, but when they do land the Titan, they can kill our Snap and kill our Vendilion Clique. And then we can just start getting in with the Colonnade, I guess. So yeah, why don't we play out the Sphere? Play out the Detention Sphere on the Thragtusk. So yes, I guess if they do play like a 1 main deck Rex Sage, that's a pretty risky line, but again, our walls can bounce these guys for a while, or we can just take a hit from them for a turn. That won't be the end of us. All right. We are also significantly down on clock, so we're gonna have to move along a bit here. So I'm gonna take 6 here simply because I don't want them to play a land and well, you know what, maybe I'll use the Snapcaster to block 1. Maybe I went past it somehow. I guess I did. Alright. I don't want him to drop a land. Yep, okay, so that's what I didn't want. Now, do we get the white here or the blue? I think we're going to get a white with this Flooded Strand. Just because, again, and we do have one more Sphere in the deck, so if they do try and get us with the Blood Moon, we can. It's not the end of the world. Alright, so since they didn't play the Titan this turn, I'm going to keep the Opt in hand because I want to be able to spell Snare their Abrade. That Settle the Wreckage is really nice. So let's see. Let's go to combat. We will attack with our Snapcaster Mage and our Vendilion Clique. We will Spell Snare their Abrade. Crunch in for 5. So next turn I need to decide whether I want to take another 6 from the beasts, which I don't think I want to do, or I have to, hopefully they'll fetch a non-basic here. Excellent. So now we can Field Ruin that. So if we settle the Wreckage here, we're going to be in a bad spot for a Stormbreath Dragon, but I don't think we can take another hit from these things. So we're just going to have to hope, I guess, that we draw a another sweeper if it comes down to Stormbreath time. I imagine they have to slam the Titan here, right? Sprawl, okay. Alright, let's get the Titan time. Okay. So we're going to kill, do a little damage to us, kill our offense here. Then we get to Field of Ruin, their Stomping Grounds, get an island, opt, and then, snappy. Yep, I'm in for a, I think I'm in for a snap settle. Okay, so this is just when they attack. So alright, so we're holding on to that for now. I think we're gonna fire up the Colonnade. Yeah, I'm gonna fire up the Colonnade here. I think we gotta get a little frisky here, because we can't keep dragging this game out. So we're pretty insulated against Blood Moon here. Feeling alright about where we're at, so we know they have an Arbor Elf and 2 unknown cards. Ah, shit. Sorry. I missed the trigger there. I knew in my head I needed to do it, but I messed that up. So, sorry about that, guys. I thought I still had a... Is this gonna kill me path or what? So yeah, unfortunately we took a free 3 damage there. That sucks. Yeah, I don't know. It was one of the things that I knew in my head when I needed to do it, but I don't know. Didn't translate for some reason. So hopefully this is not another Titan. I guess we have Snap Path. Engineered explosives on 3. Okay. So that's going to be too bad. Okay. Cryptic Command. Sorry about that. Hold on one second while I take a think here. So our opponent is about to gain 10 life, and I guess there's not much we can do about it right this second, so we're just going to let them do their thing. Hadn't really considered engineered explosives as an out. If anything, I thought maybe they played Domain Deck Reclamation Sage or something. So I guess we're gonna snap settle here. That will take us off Cryptic Command, but we need to start grinding through this mess we've made. We knew that was the peril of playing out that Detention Sphere in that way, but it is what it is now, I guess. So we're going to make some beasts, and we are, of course, going to start using the Walls of Omens to block those beasts. So hopefully this is not a post-combat Stormbreath Dragon. Okay. Alright, well, there's our draw, so... mop this up, keep up our Cryptic, and move along. Okay, Blood Moon. Seems to be an easy way to lose the game, so I think we're going to have to respond to that, even though I would prefer to keep it up for a threat, because again, if our opponent gets to jam a Stormbreath Dragon, it's going to be really bad news. So now it's the race is on here, so just gotta fade a lot, I guess, for many turns, and we might be able to get there. Okay. But we're now presenting kind of a quick clock, so if we can keep this up, we might be able to get there. We have them in 3 turns. So even if they do draw Stormbreath at this point, I guess they have a pretty efficient blocker. Okay. So we'll get an island here. So now I think if our opponent does go for another Blood Moon and we have the option to counter it, we're definitely just going to allow it to resolve. Okay, that's a cool draw. So we'll fire up the Colonnade again. Get in for another 7. And I think the only way we commit the second... No, I guess we're flashing in this resto no matter what. The end of turn. So now I think if they don't just top deck that Miracle, Bonfire of the Damned, and kill us, that'd be a little too bad. All right, snuck one in there, pulled the wool over on Ponza. So let's go ahead and bring in Disdainful Stroke, Negate. Dispel doesn't seem very appealing here. Celestial Purge. And I think I want these angels just to rumble in the air. And the Gearhulk seems too scared of enchantments too. It does. Yeah, let's do that. So, cards that are not as good in the matchup. I like Detention Sphere, of course, for Blood Moon. Spell Snare doesn't seem so great. The walls did a lot of work there, especially in the post-board games. I know this deck does, or at least used to play, the Elf, Bloodbraid Elf. I'm not sure if they still do or not. Kitchen Finks. Don't know how I feel about Kitchen Finks. It seems a little hard to cast under a Blood Moon, but it's also a good blocker and everything. So I think they board into more of a mid-range plan. So for that, maybe we don't need all these negates. Let me get rid of the Mana Leak. The snaps seem good. I know they came in clutch once or twice, but well, actually, you know what? I'm gonna get rid of the verdicts, I think. No. Yeah, sorry guys, this is the thinker here. Maybe I'm overboarding. Maybe we don't need this many threats. I really do want those angels, though. We'll cut the clicks. And I guess we don't need the Gearhulks. So we need to make 2 more cuts yet. Again, I like the negates. They have a lot of negatable cards. Purge is good for the Blood Moon. Cryptic Command is amazing when we get to that point in the game. Maybe I'll cut maybe 2 Omens, 2 Wall of Omens. Detention Sphere almost seems kind of like a liability, though, maybe. Right. We'll cut the spheres. Cut one sphere, one wall. Alright, let's see if we can do it. Okay, so this hand has the potential to insulate fairly well from a Blood Moon. So I think for that reason we're going to keep it. It is a little slow. And I guess if they have the aggressive if they have an aggressive hand with land destruction spells, Stone Rains, we could be in a world of hurt here. A Negate over this Cryptic would have been great. Sphere. Don't think I really mind that. It's interesting. Although I guess I'm minding it already, in a way. This means 3 mana, right? Everything's 3 mana? Yep. So here comes the Acid Moss. Ooh, yeah. Okay, can't cast that. This one here might be a wash. I didn't know this card saw any play whatsoever in Modern. Okay, you have an elf. So we're gonna play out the field, and rather than commit anything to the board, I think we're just gonna hang tight here and try and get our basics in order. I think we're gonna favor the Baneslayer over the Cryptic Command. Stone Rain. Grafdigger's Cage. That's a neat art. Okay, sure. Grafdigger's Cage is a very interesting card to bring in against a deck like this, I guess. Maybe they just didn't have anything else worth bringing in, maybe. But I don't know. It doesn't seem altogether that strong against our deck. So we'll get an island here, and then we'll get a plains with the other one here. Because like I said, I think that the Baneslayer is more likely to bring us across the finish line here than the Cryptic Command will be. And we're almost there. So this game is playing out very interestingly so far. Though now I guess I don't have Cryptic mana, so that's a little painful. Maybe it would have been better to try and curve the Cryptic into the island, but let's go ahead and use some mana here. Sure. They have another Stone Rain. Threat, okay. So we're going to need to deal with that here. One last card in hand. I feel like we're almost almost kind of out of the woods here. If we can manage to... Let's just play the Fountain, because with that Detention Sphere anyway, we're going to be paying all of our mana to do that this turn. So all we need to do is get this Baneslayer to stick, and then I think we're in wonderful shape. Okay, so this time I'm not gonna mess this up. So we'll get that guy out of here. Okay, so they played out a forest. They still have one card in hand yet. Okay, I think this is it. I don't see any reason not to do this. Alright. Baneslayer Angel versus the world over here. I don't think we could have afforded to wait there to hold up the Negate. I'm also not really sure what they could do, again, other than Bonfire of the Damned, I think, is the only card that they may or may not even be playing that will deal with this card. So let's see what they got. Stone Rain, yep. So we're gonna get to take a turn here now with the Cryptic Command up. Seems pretty good for us. Alright, we have Negate. So alright. Can we kill them before they draw a Stormbreath Dragon? Second cage, yep, sure. You're more than welcome to cage it up, my friend. In fact, have all the Graph Digger's cages you can handle. This double Cryptic, I mean, I can't imagine that they can fight through these. But I have been wrong before. I'm wrong often enough to know that maybe I should carefully consider what I'm saying before I open my mouth, but they have 2 more turns to live, and we have 2 Cryptic Commands in hand. I'm feeling pretty good here. But yeah, Ponza, this was another nerve-wracking game here. Okay, I will take a damage. Alright, we'll just keep bashing in here. Yep, and sit back on our gobs of interaction. Let's see what he's got. A choke, huh? Don't even think I care about that, but Justin... So what can he play? What else could he possibly play? We need to connect one more time with his Baneslayer Angel. That's the plan. Alright. Alright. Okay, so we got there. Again, yeah, Ponza's always an interesting deck to face. I was worried there, especially with the Detention Sphere down. I thought this might have been a non-game, but fortunately we got there. And so far in this league, that was game 2 with Curryvore's blue-white mid-range deck, and we are so far 4-0 in games. So yeah, let's see how long we can ride the Curryvore train here in this league. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Thanks for watching.